We do the thumbs up.
The long-anticipated Project Hail Mary is a lot of things. An epic-scale narrative blending spectacle and emotion, a non-heroic lead who holds mankind's future. These ideas may not seem new because they're not. A lot are borrowed, but if you look past that, not a lot wrong with this. I had two big questions going in. Is this really the year's best movie so far? And is 2.5 hours simply too long? I'm not gonna lie, I was predicting negative on both those things. We'll get back to what the best movie is. But no, it's not too long. I could argue a few scenes could have been cut, maybe a few things trimmed down, but at no point did I think, when will this end? Even if I occasionally thought it was the end and something else happened to expand it, I was fully invested all the way through, and this movie shows how to make that happen. It's a lost art. Ryland Grace, a middle school teacher and molecular biologist, known for supposed untrue theories, finds himself randomly waking up in some big spaceship, no memory of how he got there, the ultimate hangover, but eventually pieces together he's the savior of mankind as the sun is dying, along with various others, and somewhere in space, one star is thriving, so gotta find out why that is.
Why does this shit keep happening?
Like I said, it's not the newest idea, kind of like cutting between the spaceship and showing how we got there. It's not sci-fi innovation, but upon befriending a rock-shaped alien, naming it Rocky because rock, giving it the ability to communicate, we have this dynamic that so easily could have been a complete mess. It's one of the main reasons I question the movie's supposed reputation. How many times has the companion who doesn't speak properly achieved annoyance opposed to character building? The answer is quite often.
Never again.
The reason this actually works is what I just said. The relationship is built. It would usually be Grace is immediately annoyed, and then he isn't because reason, insert tragedy next, earning it is not needed. This instead goes through a non-speaking phase because it's an alien, so that makes sense. They eventually communicate, and he is briefly annoyed by something he does, but they don't dwell on that because that would be stupid. Instead, they become close naturally through having things in common. Despite him being rock-shaped, it doesn't feel ingenuine. Yeah, maybe a bit less time could have been spent developing them, but I'd rather have that than not enough. And as a result, when things really get serious, you care. It actually means something. It's not a very complicated theory, and it's insane how many movies don't get this. I don't see any reasons to spoil things about this, but the fate of Rocky had me caring. I didn't think I would. The same goes for Grace, played by Ryan Gosling. Hopefully this brings him to higher stardom. It's the kind of role it needs to be, by no means humble, admitting he's kind of a coward. One moment at the end really gets into this in a way you may not expect, and just the idea of not making him the perfect lead, in his case far from it, gives the ending so much more impact because we have a reason to care. We see this person who could have just been a generic hero actually grow as a character, have negative traits yet still be likable, intelligent but not always right. It's Steven Seagal's nightmare.
Fucking fuck myself.
It's not just him and Rocky, a lot of time is spent on Earth showing how this happened, and they don't rush that either. It's not as in-depth and nobody here is quite as developed, but they're not one note. They're like real people. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but there is a scene toward the beginning when they go shopping for parts, and I really love that scene. It's completely unneeded, we don't see that character much after that, but yeah, it's such a fun scene. It's also the reason the movie doesn't drag, why the pacing works, realistic moments.
That's old shit!
Yeah, I love Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which only slightly exceeded 2 hours. But given nothing about that movie felt real aside from the fear of AI, when it dragged a bit, you did notice. Not that a movie that isn't ridiculous can't drag, this could have been one of them. But by making it real and focusing on character building, no matter what the movie decided to do, I never got sick of it. It honestly could have been longer, I wouldn't have minded. It's one of those cases When I think of what impresses me about this movie, it's not what I've said so far. It may seem that way, but none of it's that complicated. No, without the visual effects and grand scale, it wouldn't be what it is. And let's just say by the end, it all comes together. I mean, let's face it, some things in this movie are beyond stunning. I'm not captivated by visuals that often, it's kind of gotten old, but this movie knows how and when to do it. That's the real impressive part. It's what can easily go wrong. It's like that scene from Sinners when the music transcends time. Who saw that coming? Who thought it was a good idea? Who wasn't amazed by it? Nobody. It's a what am I looking at, but in a good way moment. I don't think anything here is going to be quite that unique, but let's face it, why would it be? And again, some things actually are. There are moments in this of things I haven't seen outside of this movie. The environments are not boring. They catch you off guard too, like what is this? What am I looking at? What's that supposed to be? It's not the main selling point, and the movie does suffer with originality, but I can't say none of it is memorable. I like how Grace's t-shirts occasionally say something comedic. It's genuinely funny. There's a good amount of laughter in the theater, maybe too much. It did have its moments. I'd say more so charming because that's basically what it is, but in the best way it could be. The gaming channel is a good option too. It's got content on games, as you'd assume it would. It's linked down below in the description. Check it out. I do want to mention the argument that the movie leans toward blockbuster entertainment opposed to sci-fi. I don't think I agree with that. It has those moments, but not too many. It's still primarily a sci-fi movie. You can debate forever what genre it is, but I'm not really one to critique based on that. No, the only question that remains is it the best movie so far this year? Well, maybe. Technically. In my case, I'm gonna stick with 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, which got fucked over. A big surprise that was. It's still my #1 pick, slightly more original. I'm a big fan of that franchise. I also, again, really like Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Obviously not as good as these two, but I definitely don't agree with it being the first great movie. You at least had 2 of those. And now you have 3. Project Hail Mary is in fact the masterpiece it's been made out to be. Somewhat uncommon. It's a tale of friendship between man and rock, held together with ideas that are by no means new. Yeah, it's for the most part been done before, but it's the best version of that kind of thing. And also a spectacle.
I think this just might be my masterpiece.
Definitely see it in the theater. Don't be held back by the runtime. And once you do, let me know what you thought about Project Hail Mary down in the comments. I can't make you like the video, subscribe, or share it if you can, but the algorithm doesn't work, and I really mean that, so anything would be appreciated. Along with hitting the bell if you do, because recommendations won't come. I'm the sim analyst because somebody has to be.